Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk, and we are jumping back into Path of Exile 2 this morning. I think I'm probably going to finish the story chapters, and then we can start seeing the end game content. And I am looking forward to it with my Tower Shield Tin Can Witch. Good morning, good morning. Hello to all of you. Hope you had a good evening. I had a heck of a wake-up call this morning, chat. Let me tell you guys about this. So, I woke up, my alarm went off, and I hit snooze. I was like, all right, give me 5 more minutes, man. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm so tired. And my wife, fearing that I was oversleeping, she comes into the room, and she's like, hey, are you getting... Because she was already up. But she's like, hey, you getting up? And I stretch. I do like this full body stretch, tighten up all the muscles, and something in my neck moved in a way that should not have moved. And I was like, ah! And I like suddenly kind of was like in like a fetal position, and I was clutching my neck. And she's like, what's wrong? And I think I pulled something. And she's like, you pulled something? And I was like, in my neck. And she's like, in your... And I'm like, no, my neck. And I'm trying not to laugh. And like immediately, I'm just imagining like I die or I go into a coma or something. And she calls 911. And like, they're like, what happened? And she's like, his last words were, I swear, the problem's down there. You're wasting your time up there by his head. No, look down there, like just wasting their time completely while I'm dying. So I'm trying not to laugh at this because it hurts so bad. Like after a few minutes it passed, I was like, oh my god, I freaking pulled something while I was laying down. Are you serious? A whole new meaning to the bone zone? That's right. His last words go on. No. Hey, Nia, welcome to being older. Yes, waking up and pulling my neck. Alright, let's see. What do I need here? I need to go to Agaroth, I think. Hey, Mugga Chat. Hello, Theo. Good morning. Kind of wonder what her face looked like if you that's in it. It looked like this. Chaotic, thank you for the raid. Welcome. We're just getting started here. Hello. Mukluk, Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald Esquire the 4th, this is Johnson Van Supples the 3rd, welcome all of you to the lab. Hope you enjoy your stay. Entertainment is on the way. Cricket, the speakers, don't judge the fingers, giveaways every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the edge. Welcome to the stream. Hello, we are playing Path of Exile 2 this morning. I am playing a abomination of a witch that has a very high amount of strength and is wearing full plate armor and is hiding behind a tower shield. Because I don't like pain. I summon skeletons, I cast firewalls, and then I turn into a bunker. What the hell? What? Oh my god. We're getting double rated. Deep voiced family friendly elf is here. Deep voiced family friendly elf? Is that his the full title? Alright, let me give you my full title. Mukluk, Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald Esquire the 4th, this is Johnson Van Supples the 3rd, welcomes all of you to the lab. Hope you enjoy your stay. Entertainment is on the way. Cricket, the speakers, don't touch the speakers, giveaways every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the edge. Welcome. We are playing Path of Exile 2 this morning. I'm playing a strength witch that throws magic and then hides behind my tin can tower shield, so no one can hurt me. We're near the end of Cruel and get to finally see the endgame content very soon. Hey Mike, I used to watch a YouTube video, so I played Guild Wars 2. Glad to be able to raid you. I appreciate the raid, thank you. As I'm sure you know, if you're streaming, that is quite helpful. I'm glad you're enjoying my guides. There's one coming out soon for the legendary Spear Club Jarny that my editor hates me for because it's the biggest project. She's had to work on it in months. How are you fighting the game so far? I'm liking it. I had played about 1,700 hours of Path of Exile over the last 10 years. You know, like I popped in for different seasons, played for a bit, and so on. I enjoyed it, and I would say that right now, there's a lot of customization options from PoE 1 that I'm missing. Because, like, when I go look at the options for skill gems, I feel like the choices are quite barren right now. However, the underlying systems for this game, like the ability to actively block with my shield and just block everything from the front, I'm using that a lot right now. I think that's amazing. Yeah, I'm playing a witch, so the minions resummoning themselves when they, when they expire, things like that. There's a lot of really good stuff here, and I think that once they fix the bugs and add, more content to this game to kind of catch it up to the volume of content in PoE 1, I think this is going to, hands down, become like my new favorite. So it's like, right now it's missing a lot of things, but I think once it has those things, like the underlying systems for this are a huge improvement. Also, I'm using WASD to move around. 1700 in PoE, you know the basics, right? Yeah, I know the basics. And that's completely true. Like, I never beat the, like, the Elder or the Shaper. When the game had Piety as the last boss, I cleared it. When it had, like, was it 5-axe and 10-axe as the whole game, I cleared it. But then when they started adding, like, the super uber map bosses, I never really cleared it again. I still enjoyed it, but I never really got to that point. WC is much more comfortable. Yeah, I played the Rift Breaker a lot, and this is, that's the same control scheme they use. So I was already used to it from other titles, but it's so good. It's so good. Just the fact that you can, like, move left while shooting right, or move right while shooting left, is the result of the WASD thing, and I really like that. Nice, I'm a 3,800 hour PoE 1 player. Definitely like PoE 2, but I'm finding it a bit less fun to play. I suppose that's excited for me to EA game. Yeah, and that's totally fair. They're not trying to remake the same game, so there will be some people that like one of them and don't like the other. So, like, one of the things is, this game is a bit slower and more dangerous. I like that. Because PoE 1, when you were watching those endgame players that were basically just like, here's them doing a map. Blip, 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 and every blip kills a screen worth of mobs. Dude, I looked at that and I was just like, I'm just getting a seizure from this. Like, that doesn't look fun. That looks insane. And, if you weren't doing that, you're like, okay, well, I did my map in 15 minutes. They're like, oh, I did 15 maps in 15 minutes. You're like, okay, well, clearly I'm playing wrong. And people are like, oh, you don't have to play like that. But I'm like, well, I feel like I have to. It's way more efficient. So I like that the game is not that, that fast at this, at this time. In Diablo, just press 1 button, everything dies. You too, got to dodge and stuff. Yeah. It kind of feels like, I don't know if any of y'all played the early access for No Rest for the Wicked this year. It kind of feels like this is between PoE and No Rest for the Wicked in terms of difficulty. No Rest for the Wicked was basically a Souls-like, but with the isometric camera angle, so things could kill you very easily, even if you over-leveled them if you weren't careful. Gonna rest now, have a great stream. Have a good rest, thank you again for the raid, appreciate that. Dragon, thank you for the Prime. Should I hear about Twitch Prime? Yeah, PoE 1, it was huge at currency grinder, but PoE 2, I'm gonna be, whoa, standing on a bad puddle. PoE 2, I'm gonna be playing in SSF so I can experience the game for what it is rather than feel like I need to get the currency grind. Fair. I made my character, because I was like, oh, hardcore characters become softcore characters when they die. Okay. So I made my character in hardcore just to see how far I got. And I got to level 2. You guys, those of you that have played this, you know how, like, right outside of town there's like a den of evil or something, and then the final boss is that big worm. That big worm did the green acid spit attack and a one-shot killed me. And I'm like, ah, okay. And I went back and killed it on the second attempt. I dodged the green spit, but yeah, that thing one-shot killed me. I'm like, okie dokie. All right, well, we are softcore now. So what did we learn? We learned dodge green. Ooh, 2 sockets. I'll salvage that in town. What, did you get bonked by the monkey? I think I might have I think on normal mode, I died to the monkey one time. And then on cruel mode, I was super scared and panicking and running around a lot, and I killed it without dying. Because I had seen so many clips on Twitter and YouTube of, like, streamers dying to that thing. So when I got to it on Cruel, I was just like, I'm just going to assume he can kill me in one hit, and I am just, like, maximum tension. So I managed to kill it on Cruel without dying, but I was a scaredy cat. Green bad, dodge it. Like, yo, where's 2 guide? You said about the red circle. Yep. Like, so many guides. I played Ring Around the Pillar with the monkey. I did that. Do you remember the boss that was like, he's in a graveyard, and you kill like the husband and wife ghosts, and then you go back to the guy and you tell him they're dead, and then he like freaks out and turns into a boss? I forget his name, but I remember when I fought him, it involved a lot of running around. There was like a big gravestone in there, and I did Ring Around the Rosie in there on normal mode for a while before I could ship him down. Like, I ran out of healing potions. On Cruel, I just melted him. My build was too good at that point.
A similar method to a curse or two I know.
Okay. I guess that's done. Blood. I guess that was blood sacrifice. Okay. Love to see you play the CM boss. Oh god, what, the CM boss? You're most of maps? I am. I'm starting to have them drop. I've got like a dozen level 1 maps in my stash. How's WASD? WASD feels great. When I found out the WASD movement controls being added to this game, that was actually one of the things I was most excited about, which may sound weird. I'm used to it from another game I frequently play, and I was like, I want that. Like, just the ability to, like, move left while firing to the right is something you can do on WASD, but you can't easily do on mouse. So I'm very happy with it. If you could add one more name to Mukluk, Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald, Esquire, the fourth, what would it be? I don't know. I don't have anything ready for that. Maybe Louise. That sounds very regal. That's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of dudes. As clearly this was a healthy, thriving city before I showed up. Also, there was a patch that did PoE 2 yesterday that I had to download. Had a lot of tweaks. Do it, sir. Mukluk, Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald, Esquire, the fourth. Get knighted, king. Get knighted. I love it. Are you following a build? I'm playing, which also has many patches nerfed recently. What's up, Big U? No. The game hasn't even been available for a week. No, I'm not following a build. I'm just doing my own thing. It's basic. I mean, it's a witch, as you can see, but with really high defenses. Because I like living. Got 3 skill points. I need to figure out what my next goal is going to be with those. If he does his wife a guild, yeah. Just try them in an evening. The CM bosses of Black Myth Wukong seem really good. God. Thing is, I'm rusty on Black Myth Wukong. Like, I finally beat, like, the really tough bosses in that game, and I'm, like, all rusty now. I'd have to, like, relearn how to play it. The ice comment was nerfed? Oh, I'm not using ice comment, so that doesn't affect me. I'll say I think none of the nerfs directly affect me. There was one where they tweaked Raging Spirits, but it really only affected people that were using it in these, like, dumb infinite loop combos, and I wasn't, so my Raging Spirits are pretty much unchanged from that. Hey, is there any Infernalist build that isn't minion bait? Oh yeah, for sure. The thing is, like, in the Infernalist, this is the Infernalist tree. The only thing here related to minion is this right here, which is Infernal Hound. You could absolutely make an Infernalist build that is not related to minions with this. But if you're asking about my build specifically, I made a witch because I specifically wanted to play minions, and I picked Infernalist just because between it and Blood Mage had nothing related to minions, and Infernalist had one thing related to minions, so I picked Infernalist for that one thing. I'm assuming the third Ascendancy, when it comes out, is going to be like Necromancer, like the first game. Just because there's not really a minion focus one. Are minions usually the best way to go? Not necessarily. They're just a way to play the game that I like. Although this game's flexibility, absolutely. Minions are getting a lot of hate in global chat yesterday. Who reads global chat? Freaking turn that off. Amber Amulet. As far as people hating on them in chat, I will say in the early game, the early game of PoE 2, the minions for the witch, they're basically emotional support. They die left and right. Like, they just die, respawn, die. They are paper. So maybe they're a distraction. So early game, the minions of PoE 2, way worse than they were in PoE 1. I would say I'm probably mid-game, and they're amazing. Late game, I don't know. I'm not there yet. When you're blocking with a shield, is there any indicator when your block will get broken? Right here, do you see this bar? This bar is the block bar. This fills up when you block damage, and if it drains out when you lower your shield. So if you do not lower your shield and that thing fills up and you get hit again, you'll get like blown backward and take a bunch of damage. Did I miss whatever I'm looking for? Okay, there's something. Oh, this looks like another one of those things where there's 3 idols to find. You could always run 75% block passively too. Probably. What's my current block? 26% is my passive one right now. Ah, there it is. Okay. But can you explain to me the self-control required to only pick up specific pieces of loot instead of picking up literally everything like the loot got my aim in these games? I mean, when you get to a point, you're just like, okay, I don't need a white items anymore. Unless it is like, for me, a white scepter, because you know, you can throw in 3 items into that reforging thing in town and get a new random one. And I really like scepters. So anytime I get a scepter, I'll pick that up, and then I'll throw it into the recycler thingy. But over time, like, I start to care less about white items. Then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to pick up a blue item if it's something I won't possibly use. Like, for me, that's a bow. Like, it doesn't matter how good a bow is. I'm not picking it up unless it's, like, orange. Or yellow just for selling it for the regals. So it's just, you know, over time, you kind of just stop caring about certain things when you're on a certain character. But if you're an altaholic and you play a lot of different tunes, then, you know, maybe you'll care. Nicest game has its own version of the Mystic Toilet. Yeah.
How can
Alright. Do that. And let's see. Servi. The mace.
Be wary.
Oswald. Sell those things.
Don't get eaten?
Salvage bench. Salvage that.
Hey?
And does he have anything good? Nope. Okay.
Stay wary.
Save that just in case. Alright, got 3 skill points. These, I want to refund these and move them somewhere else. However, those 3 dex nodes, that's 5, 10, 15 dex, I need that to use my current gear. So if I'm going to move these, I've got to get those stats somewhere else if I'm going to do that. Let's see. I'm satisfied with my damage. I would like, you know, more defenses, like armor, energy shield, mana, because I'm running mind over matter, so mana is used as health also. Anything like that. Let's see. Let's do search for mana. See what comes up. Mana regen. I wonder, it says mana regeneration rate, and that one says mana recovery. I wonder if that's different, because this game is very particular with its wording. Like, increased is different from more. So I wonder if regen rate and recovery, like recovery might be from potions. Chaos damage. 3% increase in life mana and energy shield. Gain 20% of energy shield as additional stun threshold. All bonuses remain really good equipped amulets. Recoup. Rate would probably mean how much you recover per second. Yeah, I think regeneration rate is recovery per second for just like natural recovery. But the one that said, this was mana regen rate, this is mana recovery rate. And I'm wondering if mana recovery is not the second by second regen. It might be like how fast you get the, like a potion. Energy shield and mana regen. Mana recovery rate is a multiplier to all sources of mana recovery, so regen, leech flask, will, and recoup, so on. I was close. Talk says, may I show you my Smexy res boots I corrupted? Sure, if that'll make you happy. Go ahead. Oh, orange item. Fire and cold resist. Movement speed, line of 25 resist, striking 90 ground. Nice resistances. Often with orange items, it's tough gating your resistances up there. That's good. This whole node is pretty good. Could go down there and get that. This is pretty good too. Let's do that. Can always respec. Alright, that's a bunch of regen. What does Corrupted do on an item? Corrupted will make a random change to the item and then make it so you can never change the item again. But some of the random things are bad, and some of them are insanely good. So, like, for example, you could take a skill gem in PoE 1 and corrupt it, and one of the things that could happen is it could increase its level. So if it was already max level, it would go above maximum level. But if it came out bad, you would just trash it, and then you'd have to get another skill gem. Hey Bird, let's see, Total War Warhammer 3 Omens of Destruction is out now. Yeah, I think Sunday, I'm doing a sponsored stream for them for that. I'm really excited for that. But first, tomorrow, I'm doing a sponsored stream for Galactic Civilizations. It's funny, they actually thought that because I was a fan of Total Warhammer and strategy games, they thought that I might like their game. And I was like, yo, it looks good. I'm totally game to try it. So Total War kind of led to both of those sponsors. Some of our stuff is stuck in the door, so all my damage is not hitting this guy.
Clever trick.
Oh, that's right. The bridge is coming up.
There is no time for this. Azeri will soon commune with the beast. Cease your assault.
Minions will rep in Act 3 because they always get stuck in these corridors. Yeah, it can be annoying. Now, you do have the manual movement thing. So, like, for example, if I can't get them to come through this door, I can be like, alright, back off, and then come through. And it usually unsticks them. So as long as you've bound the manual control thing to a button, you can usually get them unstuck. But yes, it does happen.